how to get into the game industry. What's up YouTube, it's Hector from Not to Nerdy. Welcome back to another weekly vlog. Real quick, let's go over what I did last week. Now last week I didn't do too many videos. I was continuing with Infamous Second Son. On Tuesday I actually finished up the side missions, as well as I started part 1 of Paper Trails, so definitely go check that out. The game was completely finished and everything, and I had lots of fun with it. Wednesday was a little more controversial video that I made. It's another episode of Warframe Wednesday. So, but the difference was the topic I talked about was the purchase of the Oculus Rift from, Facebook. They bought it for $2 billion, and I pretty much said, how it should be illegal. Now, clearly I didn't really mean that it is legal. I said something like that should be legal, meaning that it's also morally wrong. But, I go into that in that video, and I'm sure, I'll be going through that over in time. But, you'll find out a lot about the way I feel in that video, so definitely go check that out. That video did pretty well. After that, I actually continue on Twitch, so definitely if you're not part of, if you're not following me on Twitch, make sure to follow me on Twitch, because I do Twitch videos now. And especially when the PlayStation 4 has archives, then I'll be doing even more PlayStation 4 games as well as Xbox One games. But I finished Infamous Second Son completely. I got the Platinum Trophy, so I went back, finished a good story and everything, and beat it in Expert Mode. So you definitely see a little parody video that I did on Thursday with Infamous Second Son. It's a little creative. I thought it would be kind of funny. Some people seem to enjoy it, so definitely go check that out. It's called Parody Video, Infamous Second Son Platinum Trophy. And then after that, there was another mission for the Paper Trails, but I didn't see it till Saturday. So yesterday I actually spent my time and did the Paper Trail Part 2. And I showed you guys all the steps to beat Part 2, which you have to go back online, and there's different clues and stuff that I put together and I solved it, and I show you exactly the answers. So just let you know that is spoilers, so in case you don't want the answers, don't check the video. But if you're stuck, you don't know how to do it, then I show you exactly how to do it. And that's pretty much it. Before I start to tell you what I'm going to do next week, I want to let you guys know that there was a series, if you guys are watching me, that I did Don't Starve Saturdays. I decided to no longer do that as, because the game is a little bit older now and I'm seeing it's not as much fun. Now, I'm still going to do things on Saturday. I was thinking about, streaming on Twitch. That's definitely going to be one of the days I'm going to be streaming on Twitch. And whatever content I show on Twitch, I'm going to show you later that night, the stuff I was streaming. So it might be one long video. It might be whatever I did previously. So I think it's just going to be random. It might be games from the past. It might be a retro game. It might be a new game, but or maybe a game that you guys suggest that you want me to play, and I'll do that. So I think that's what Saturday is going to be for now, unless there's a AAA title that comes out. But don't think that'll be the last week playing Don't Starve. I'll probably do that. That might be something I might stream on Twitch one of these days. So just want to let you guys know about that series. That's why I haven't been doing Don't Starve Saturdays. And yeah, that's about it. Now, as for next week, as always, a Warframe Wednesday I'm going to do. Now, I'm actually going to wait for another Paper Trail to come out. And other than that, I'm going to see if there's the PlayStation has some free games that come out for, the PlayStation 4 has free games, and so does PlayStation 3. Now, PlayStation 3 is supposed to have Batman that comes out, Arkham City. I was thinking about doing that again later on, it's going to be a while because, the new Batman comes out. So I was thinking, hey, why not play that game again? So I'm definitely going to download that game, and so I have it saved so I could go back and play that game before the release of Arkham Knight. So you've still got a while for that. But there's a couple games that I would probably check out and play. And I'll probably live stream and also show you the footage on YouTube. And that's pretty much it. So that's all I'm going to do next week. It's not too many games for a bunch of weeks. But, I have definitely a lot of free games to go over, a lot of different things to do. So I'll definitely show as much content as possible. Now, moving on to the topic. The topic of this week is how to get into the game industry. Now, I had a lot of people asking because people know that I'm a game software developer. I don't like to go over the company that I work for because, people ask questions, anything, it's controversial things about that company. They come back to me. I don't do that stuff. So that's why I don't mention the company I work for. But I will tell you how to get into the game industry. Now, this is very like vague. It doesn't have to be pertaining just to the game industry. It's pertaining to almost any job that you want to do, any career job you want to do in life. The first thing you have to do is sit down and decide if this is what you really want to do. That's it. It's the first thing you have to. It's the first step. After you're sure you want to do this, then you sit down and you make a plan. You start to have a plan. Now, what worked for me might not work for you. What worked for other people might not work for you either. See, that's the thing you have to understand. There's different routes to get to the same place. And like, for example, I went the route of going to school. Like, I know other people that didn't go that route. They're still the same position as I am. They did it by doing it on their own. They had their own thing going. So, get a plan going. That's your second step. Once you have a plan, if you decide to go the route of schooling, go to school, learn, pay attention to what you're doing, start to build your own portfolio. Save certain projects that you did, save certain files, start to experiment on your own and create your own little games or whatever it is. If you're going the route of journalism, then it'll be the same thing. You save some of your work, you start writing, you make a website, you do YouTube, you do things to focus on what you're doing, you make a portfolio. That's the most important thing, making a portfolio. No matter what you do, portfolio shows the work, shows your progress, it shows what you could do for the company. Now, some people that don't go the school route doesn't mean you can't do portfolio, because that's still important. So if you're not going the school route, you're going to have to learn somehow on your own. Whatever you do to learn, now say if you want to be a developer, if you want to learn, there's ways you can be shown things online. I mean, YouTube has videos, people teach you things. Once you learn the basics and you learn coding, you can make like a phone app or something. Make an app, make it free, so it'll be a lot easier. Once it's free, then you show that in your portfolio. You show that, hey, I have experience doing this. It might be slightly harder because some companies don't like to look at people that don't have a degree or something like that, but some companies do not care. And that depending how well you do on your own, then, that's what it counts. And then the next step after having a plan is to once again go back to the first step. After you start doing this, each time you do a step, you have to rethink, is this what I really want to do? So that question is going to pop up plenty of times. Is this something I really want to do? Because a lot of the times in life you want to do something, and once you start doing it, you start to see, hey, this isn't for me. And that's fine. It's okay. Sometimes it takes you to do something before you realize that it's not right for you. So once again, you have to see if this is right for you. And once that happens, then you got to once again think of your next step. It's back and forth. It's pretty much those two steps over and over again until you get into the game industry. Because you have to understand the game industry I'll speak for a developer. A developer might have to work for 2 years, 3 years straight on a game that you work so hard on just for someone to go out there and give it a 2 rating, a 3 rating. People say they hated the game. You might have worked years for something for nothing. You might have worked years for a game that just canceled at the last minute. You have to understand that, like, the game industry is very dangerous in the way that you could be let go and replaced real quickly. A company could go out of business and that's it. I mean, look at Sony right now. Sony's letting go a lot of people in their game studios. Like they have to, otherwise to save the company, they have to do that. You have to understand that your job security isn't there. I mean, that's like that for almost everything right now. Almost every industry, but I'm just saying right now the game industry as well is getting hit with that. So you have to understand certain things like this, that it's always a risk. But the one thing is that you have to understand as well, if you do learn the, software engineering and stuff like that, like video game industry is probably the top tier of programming. So if you do go the developer route and you program video games, that's probably the hardest level of programming. So if you don't make it in the game industry, you can always do anything else for programming. So that's a 1+. But like I said, you have to find what's right for you. My path might have not worked for you, but I went the schooling route and then I got lucky, because luck has part to do with it as well. Sometimes you have to know someone in the game industry. But that's why, like, today you have a better opportunity, because a lot of indie games get noticed like that. You could use that for portfolio, or you could sometimes do well on your own in the indie game. So that's something that you have to figure out what you want to do. So that's my suggestion to you guys. That's how you get into the game industry. You either, go to school or you build your own portfolio, but regardless, you have to have that portfolio. You have to show some of your work. So just practice, sit down, think about what you want to do. If you have an idea, sit down, go for it, and try it. You know what I mean? If you're not too sure what to do, get help. Do a little collaboration with other people. They're also interested, and you guys work together and create like a small game, a small indie game, a small app. And who knows, maybe it might be very successful, and then next thing you know, people will be looking at you, try to ask you to work for them. Who knows? So that's how you get in the game industry. Like it's a mixture of luck, it's a mixture of hard work, but no matter what, you have to plan it out. And each step of the way, you have to ask yourself, is this what you really want to do? Because it is risky. And that's pretty much it. There's really not much I could say to how to get in the game industry because I got lucky. And I'm sure like a lot of people I know got lucky. It was just a matter of timing and availability. And that was it. Like I got lucky. So hopefully this helps you guys, and yeah, it's pretty much it. So this is Hector from Not Too Nerdy. Definitely check out my videos. Definitely like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, the whole nine. Like my Facebook fan page, the whole thing. So that's pretty much it. See you guys.